welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about my diagnosis of ADHD and the process that I actually went through to finally get the diagnosis at the age of 35. I'll be completely honest with you, growing up, ever since I've been at primary school, I've never ever felt normal. I've never felt like I could fit in. I've always felt odd. But looking into it now, I would never have thought of ADHD. I have a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, which I received about 7 years ago. And I really, do you know what? ADHD has never ever crossed my mind. And I'll be dead honest with you. I've always thought it could have been bipolar. I've always felt like there's something else. There's something else niggling away. Do you know, it's not just borderline personality disorder. There's something else that's not quite right. And I've never really known what it is. And it was only when my child, who is 9 years old, started to struggle, and he went down the assessment route for autism. And when we started looking into things, I was like, do you know what? He's exactly the same as me. That's all he ever said since he was a child. Like, he's so sensitive, and he's just me all over, like the way he thinks, the way he behaves, the way he gets nervous and shy is exactly like me. And that's what made me speak to my psychiatrist. And luckily enough, one day when I had a new psychiatrist, because the one that I was having, he just didn't really care at all. He just used to give him my meds and see you later. I mentioned it to her and she said, you know what, you could actually suffer from autism. So she passed me through for an assessment. And while COVID was going on, we had to do like a virtual video. And while I was doing that video, like the questions that they were asking me and the way I was behaving, the lady then rang me up after the consultation and said, I am now going to put you through to be assessed for ADHD. She said, because some of the signs and a lot of the things that you've said during your assessment do go towards ADHD, which I was really, really shocked, because I've never thought about it in my life before. So it all started there, really, when they sent me for the QB test. I did actually film that day when I went for the QB test, because I thought I'd been looking on the internet about the QB test and there wasn't really much information, and there wasn't really anybody actually saying how it was. It was just all like Google information, and I wanted to know from a personal level how it was. So yeah, I will play that for you. I do apologise that it's the wrong way around, as I was very new to YouTube then. Hi guys, I'm just on my way to the hospital to take part in a QB test, which is the second part of my ADHD assessment. So I'm feeling a little bit nervous about that, hoping that I've not got ADHD on top of personality disorder and autism. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'll make a quick video when I come out and let you know how it went. Okay, see you later. Right, well, I've just come out of the QB test, and to be honest, it was a little bit weird. They strap this like headband round your forehead and you sat in front of a computer, and it's a bit like a game where they'll show you like a red square, a red circle, a blue square and a blue circle, but they'll like come up it like alternate, and when like a red square comes up and then another red square, you have to click it. But then if it goes red square, red circle, you don't click it, and you have to do that for 20 minutes. So I found that really boring, and I found it pretty difficult, to be honest. Like, it's supposed to be quite simple and I found it quite hard. So yeah, we'll just see. So really, it's a bit like Snap, to be fair, but for 20 minutes, and it sends your head west after like seeing all these shapes flashing up in front of you for that long. I haven't got a very good attention span to start with, so God knows what it's going to say for me, but I'm looking forward to actually seeing what the results are, and how they explain it to you, because I don't really understand what that headpiece thing did. It had like a round thing there with a laser on it, so it didn't actually video me, it just videoed the laser bit on your head. So I don't really understand it all, to be honest. Next time I've got to just speak. The lady said next time, like the next part is a bit of a chat with someone to go through everything from being younger, and after that I'll see a consultant who will run through all the test results with me and will explain this QB test to me. So when I get it all through, I'll put it all together and I'll share it with you, and hopefully it'll help anybody else that was interested, because I tried looking up information on the internet and there wasn't that much really. Like, there was quite a bit for kids but not really adults. I'm gonna go home now and get a nice brew. See you later, guys. Yeah, I filmed that when I went because I thought it might be useful for anyone that wants to look it up, because I didn't have an absolute clue what I was supposed to be doing, and I wrote a few notes down because there's no way I'll be able to remember it, because I thought this test is the weirdest test I've ever done in my whole entire life. But the test is based on infrared measurement system. Test results are assembled into a report and compared with normal data from other people of the same sex and the same age. It combines a test of attention ability with a movement analysis. So because you've got the infrared there and you sat in front of a computer, basically the lady afterwards explained to me it's about concentration, movement and impulsivity. So I was gagging to move all the way through, but I thought I better sit still. But they could pick up on that, which I was like, wow, that's amazing. Because it was for 20 minutes, I was getting dead agitated. I wanted to like keep leaning back in my chair. I wanted to keep moving and shuffling about, but I tried my hardest not to. And for some reason, yeah, that could pick up on it, which I thought was quite clever. And then because you're clicking, because you get bored, she said you seem to click more, like you're more impulsive. So you start losing like lack of concentration and clicking more. So it's quite a clever test, and it's like you can't really rig it, really, can you? You can't pretend because you don't really understand it. But yeah, it was a very, very odd situation. Still find it very bizarre how they go to such lengths to diagnose you with ADHD and autism, but I got a borderline personality disorder diagnosis within 40 minutes. Like, it just shows that you can get a label and it could be wrong, you know. Sometimes I think I've got like bipolar and not BPD, but until I get properly diagnosed, which I am going to go private and ask, because I want to know what I'm dealing with. I really want to make this video too long, so yeah, I went for that assessment. Then after that, I had a lady ring me up, and she was the lady from my autism assessment. We had it over the phone. She spoke to me for about 2 hours and asked me loads of different questions. I answered them as honestly as I possibly could. And normally what would happen is they'd speak to a parent or someone that has known you since childhood. But unfortunately, my mum passed away not long ago, which I'm like, oh my God, at the 2 points I need you the most, like for autism and ADHD, and the assessment phase where she could have explained more than anyone in the whole entire world the struggles that I've been through all my life. I'm not going to cry. Obviously my mum would have been the best person ever to tell him like how I've struggled since being a child and everything that I've struggled with, but things happen the way they happen. But you know what? They spoke to my partner instead, and he did an absolute brilliant job, because he knows me inside and out, and yeah, he did a great job of explaining what I can be like. And after that, then we went on to the third phase where the specialist rings you up, and he is like the proper specialist, and he's the one that can diagnose you. And he asked me some further questions and then gave me the diagnosis. And all they've got to do now is they ask my family history of illnesses and diabetes, things like that. And I'm booked in to have some blood tests and an ECG on my heart, so that they can now see what medication's best for me. So I just wanted to do this video, guys, just to, if anyone's wondering what to do, what's coming up, if you're under assessment, what to expect. Do you know, sometimes you just want a real person to tell you what's going on, and sometimes reading Google, it's like, one, it scares you to death. Two, if you do suffer with these illnesses, it doesn't bloody make sense. And three, you just want a real person to tell you their experiences. That's all I wanted. So I do hope it's helped. Ramble on a load of rubbish, but yeah, I've got ADHD, borderline personality disorder, blah, 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 blah. But if this has been any use to you whatsoever, please can you give me a thumbs up, drop me a comment. It'd be nice to make friends. Even if you suffer like me, I'd love to make new friends anyway. And yeah, just help me out, because like I say, I'm a new YouTuber, and I just want to bring more awareness to all these illnesses that are so hard to cope with, because they really, really are. And to find out at the age of 35, I really hope I can find the medication that helps me. And I'm actually hoping that maybe in a year's time, I might be a different person. Who knows? Drop me a comment if you got a late diagnosis, you got on medication, and you're a completely different person and you can manage life now a lot better, because I struggle like mad. But yeah, for now, thanks for listening, guys. Take care. Bye.